All right, YouTubers, I'm coming to you for help. I've been working on a 2003 Dodge Ram 1500 with a 4.7 liter engine. Now the truck has 190,000 miles on it, but the engine has been replaced about 30,000 miles ago. Last year I started with a starting issue and slowly progressed into another issue. Now it's probably a starting issue unlike any starting issue you've seen. At first I became a glorified parts changer. All right, thanks to a lot of you guys, great videos, and I love the detailed and troubleshooting. Now I'm a pretty good troubleshooter in my line of work. Obviously mechanic work is not it, but through a lot of you guys videos I've been learning basically on how vehicles work in general due to sensory input. So I'm going to see if you can help me diagnose this problem, and I'll show you what it's doing. So let's see here. All right, so here's the truck. Here's the gauge. I don't know if you guys can see it too well. All right, I'm gonna go to start here. Well, that time she started right up. Normally I'll get a couple of revolutions and stop. So let's see if I can make it happen. There we go. Started, a little puff of fire, and then I lost all the gauges. Now I can't push the key to start. At this point, I lost a 5-volt reference. Of course, you know, I started, first my problem was starting. So, you know, went through the whole starting thing, changed the starter, checked out the voltage to all that. Anyway, so I was losing the actual power to the coil of the relay. But, so my problem ended up going into further. So that was my first initial problem about a year ago. And then slowly it progressed into another situation. Now, once I couldn't get it started, all right, typically she runs fine. No problem, runs great. By the way, I did change the IAC, pretty much every sensor on the engine. Map, manifold, cam, crank. I put fresh O2 sensors on there. However, the guy changed it and recommended changing the O2 sensors, and I found that they were sensors on for an O2 engine, and which had the same sensors on an O3. The upstream and the downstream were different, which I just replaced those. So, and also changed, let's see, the IAC, throttle position sensor. Those are all new. I have ohmed out all of the wiring back to the PCM. You know, ohmed out, everything ohms good. That ground reference that goes between all of the sensors, the black with a light blue, I believe it is, goes back to the ground reference at the PCM. I even purchased another PCM, still doing the same thing. So, but whatever it is, it's killing it. So let me see. See, I just gave it gas and she died. Can't push the key. So I have to roll the key back, re-engage, and then sometimes I get that, and I have to do it several times, and then she may run. And then right there, pumping gas, it died again. Now, of course, it'll also do it. The next symptom was, before this, was actually left the house. I was going down the road. I kind of got on it, and it died. Well, I thought maybe it's just cold. Shut it down, started up, and went about my business. Well, as I went up the bridge, had to accelerate, downshift. She died on me then. So if anybody of you out there has any idea what's going on, now the only thing is I couldn't get a scan tool, an actual scan tool on there. I'm hoping to get one soon, or I have somebody come out and look at it. Now I do have this nice little, Innovative 3100. Now it shows no codes. It does, however, show some emission status problems. No DTCs, but it is have emission trouble. So can something related with the emissions cause an issue. Or what else can kill this 5-volt reference and just shut down everything. Like I said, I've changed all the sensors. I've owned out all the wiring for all the sensors. I sure hope that there is something out there somebody has come across before and has had this problem, and can certainly help me out. I will point this out. I have had probably 5 years ago, and this was a problem that was probably self-created. The original battery started corroding up. So, I put, water and baking soda on to eat the corrosion. Well, finally, I had to change the battery. The battery was going bad. And when I did that, I replaced the grounds and stuff. And by the way, I did go through all the major ground points, re-ground everything. As best I can tell, I got good grounds, unless there's something that I don't know. But everything seems to be grounded properly. Can't rule anything out at this point. I'm not ruling nothing out at this point. But coming back to the battery, when I had that water with the baking soda, as I took off, it must have leaked right to that ABS connector right behind the battery. And now my trouble was, I was getting no bus in the display. Gauges and all were freaking completely out. After a long time of troubleshooting, I opened that connector because I was looking for the data bus and the vehicle speed sensor. When I opened that up, of course, there was some water and a little bit of corrosion in there. Now I was able to clean it out right away, plugged it back in. She ran fine. I've never had an issue since. So, but that's kind of only my major thing. So, again, if you know something, hit me up, email me, GaryZX1 @yahoo.com. That's GARY, Z as in zebra, X as in xylophone, the number 1 @yahoo.com. I would certainly appreciate any kind of information anybody can give me at this point. I would love to be able to fix this. I've changed many things. I think I'm a decent mechanic. Now, I'm not mechanic by nature. I don't want to consider myself to be one. But now this is getting to the point where I want to know what this is. So, did I mention that I ended up ordering a PCM from a company? It was a used one, and of course I ordered it with the model number off of the PCM, doing exactly the same thing. Although I'm getting an error in that computer about the skim, which my truck doesn't have. I'm actually going to see if I can send that back and then send me another one without that skim in there, because it was throwing a code. But no other related codes that I can find. So, thank you much. I appreciate it. Again, any kind of input. 2003 Dodge Ram 1500. Starting issues or dying out issues. There we go. Did it again. Just right there. Can't turn the key. Got to roll it back. And then she starts up. Now, when she idles, she typically idles fine. I had some idle issues. That was the IAC. Cleaned it out, cleaned the throttle body out. That took care of that stuff. And it was old. It needed to be done. When the engine was changed, however, they kept the same manifold, fuel rail, throttle body, that sort of stuff. So what I got new basically was a block and heads. Also, someone might have mentioned that it's possible it could have jumped timing a little bit. And since the camshaft sensor's only pulling timing off of one side, could that may be an issue? If so, how to check that? Would a scan tool be a major tool in this situation? Probably so. This video is long enough. Again, any of you who have taken this time to watch this, I appreciate it. Any feedback I can get, I certainly again appreciate it. This is Gary, GaryZX1 @yahoo.com, looking for solutions out there. Thank you.